Words matter. Words are important. The project came about because I was sick of the lack of diversity in UK publishing, and I was sick of only ever sitting on diversity panels talking about the lack of diversity in UK publishing and there never being any progress. And I thought, well, what can I do instead of moaning on Twitter? So I decided, well, I can put a book together. I'd met the editorial director of Unbound through work, and Unbound, which is a crowdfunder, seemed like a really cool place to do crowdfunding, because what they do is they raise all the associated costs for the book. They crowdfund it before the book comes out, and then when the book's ready to go into shops, it's making money. And so whenever I talk about the lack of diversity in publishing, people in the industry tell me that people don't really read books by black and brown people, and I think that's doubly insulting, because on the one hand you're saying my skin colour is a marketing trend, and on the other hand you're saying it's not a very lucrative marketing trend. And so I thought, well, if we crowdfund for this book, we can show that there is a market for this book. One of the many online arguments I've had about the importance of language, how language can hurt, has been about tea. Chai means tea. Chai tea means tea. The number of times you see this on a menu makes you wonder why people can't be bothered to do their research. Like naan bread. Bread. I think it's had an impact on so many readers for a variety of reasons. One, we don't have enough books reflecting contemporary British BAME experiences. On the other hand, we have young people of colour feeling that they're being represented, and also it came at a time in our country when the immigration debate was being run by Nigel Farage, and we all know what he thinks of immigrants. And so it was a combination of all of these things just kind of came together, and the book really resonated with a lot of people. And I often think about Junot Diaz has a quote where he says, the thing about monsters is they don't have any reflection, and if you want to turn a human being into a monster, then you deny them at the cultural level any reflection of themselves. So by giving young people of colour and old people of colour, just people of colour in general, British people of colour, a reflection in this book, we make them feel less like monsters, which is what the media is doing to them. And at the same time, we have an over-catered for demographic of white dudes, 13 to 60, who everything is made for them, everything is made with them in mind. The entire world is set up to reflect them and their experiences, to the point where these guys reacted furiously when there were some female Ghostbusters, which I thought was preposterous, that you can suspend your disbelief enough for a world where people have to bust ghosts, but you can't suspend your disbelief enough for to imagine some women can do it. And these guys need diversity more than I do. I'm already diverse. A comedian, Kumail Nanjiani, an avid gamer, once expressed his delight that the Call of Duty series finally set a level in Karachi, the city of his childhood, now one of the most dangerous cities in the world. He was appalled on playing the game to see that all the street signs were in Arabic, not Urdu. He talked about the effort put into making each follicle on each soldier's head stand out, into making their bootlaces bounce as they run, the millions spent developing this game, and how at no point did anyone decide to Google the language of Pakistan. No. We're done justifying our place at the table. No, I think it's this idea of inclusion still carries with it this colonial attitude that there is a table and then people are invited to sit at that table, and some people get to sit at that table and some people have to service that table, and some people don't even get anywhere near the table. And there is this burden on people of colour in this country to to either integrate or to consider themselves British, or to not celebrate their difference and to not celebrate the things that make them the same. And I think it results in a real tension. You know, we should celebrate the things that make us different and the things that make us the same. Definitely. In Jurassic World, they refer to Pachycephalosaurus dinosaurs as Packies. The Packies are escaping, one of the texts exclaims. The budget for the movie is $150 million. If I had to place a value on how much people would have to pay me in order to call me a Packy to my face, it would be more than $150 million. Words matter. Words are important. I don't think it's just about hearing more BAME voices. I think it's about hearing more voices in general. Diversity isn't just about people of colour, it's about class, it's about gender, it's about people with disabilities, it's about people who are part of the LGBT community, and the intersection between all of those things. Because if we're only hearing one story, we're only ever going to have books about written by white guys in their middle class white guys in their 50s about middle class white creative writing professors who have sex with one of their impossibly attractive younger students, and then they're a bit sad for 400 pages. And that's what the British contemporary canon currently is, and we're in danger of losing stories and losing voices. And going back to what I said before, we're in danger of turning parts of our society into monsters because they don't feel like they're reflected. The casualness with which someone I'm working with refers to two coloured girls. The casualness with which someone having her photo taken with a nice view and me obscuring the corner of it, asking her husband to ensure he gets one without the Indian in it. Selena Godin is the reason I'm sitting here today talking to you. Selena Godin is one of Britain's most important writers and poets and curators of talent. She is responsible for the careers of so many of your favourite writers and poets, and she deserves more credit for that because she's incredible. Selena, at a very, very vital stage in my career, took the time to mentor me and nurture me and encourage me and get me to write things and meet people and give me stage time and performance time and writing time and briefs. And so without her mentoring me, I wouldn't be here today. And I think it's really, really important that all of the writers who have been inspired by Selena or nurtured by Selena pay tribute to her as a national treasure. The casualness of being on the last train home from London to Bristol, in the same car as the bar, listening to two drunk white men in their early 20s shout at each other. N-word, we made it, repeatedly with excruciating enthusiasm. They're just quoting rap, someone might say. They're just drunk, they're just harmless, they're just exuberant. Dickish but exuberant, but language is important. Continuing on from the success of The Good Immigrant, we wanted to do something that kind of did a deeper cut than just 21 non-fiction essays about race and immigration. We want to find Britain's best writers of colour, and those writers of colour aren't necessarily writing essays about race and immigration. They're writing sci-fi, and they're writing crime, and they're writing historical fiction, and they're writing contemporary literary fiction, and they're writing kids books, and they're writing YA. All of these people, these are the people that we want to find, and also with my background at Rife magazine, mentoring young writers and developing them over a period of time, I recognise the value of mentoring writers and developing them at their own speed rather than an agent speed. And so having an agency that takes already marginalised writers and gives them time and encouragement and nurtures them with a long lead-in time to getting them to have something ready to submit to publishers, I think will be really vital. Please fund us. We're on Kickstarter.